Next news, breaking news.
Eric Trump just dropped a bombshell threat that has the media scrambling. The president's son announced he's suing MS Now host Jen Psaki and the network for defamation after she accused him of using his father's China trip for personal business deals. Eric fired back hard, calling the claims blatant lies and vowing legal action. The clip shows Jen Psaki suggesting conflicts of interest despite the White House confirming that none exist. And now the Trump family is fighting back with lawsuits instead of just words. This is not just another cable news spat. This escalation, it signals a major shift in how the Trump team handles attacks, and what happens next could reshape the media battlefield entirely. I just wonder why Jen Psaki never asked or made the same claims of Hunter Biden. You see, the lawsuit threat matters because it exposes how legacy media continues to push debunked narratives against the Trump family even after the election victory. Viewers know the former Biden team weaponized investigations and smears for years, and now with Republicans controlling Congress and Trump back in the White House, the same tactics look desperate and exposed. Communities across America, they see the pattern. Attacks on the president's adult children distract from real wins like stronger border security and America First trade deals. And politically, every false claim from outlets like MS Now chips away at trust in institutions that once claimed neutrality. And Eric Trump's response shows the family is done playing defense. Lawsuits force accountability where ratings and clicks once shielded bad actors. The broader impact hits Democrats who rely on these attacks to stay relevant. And when the truth surfaces in court, it strengthens the case that media bias has become reckless. This moment, it proves the Trump movement refuses to let lies go unchallenged any longer. And before we dive deeper into this breaking media fight, here's some urgent news on the critical minerals front that tied directly into national security and the China competition that President Trump's confronting right now. This is breaking news from Saga Metals. They're trading as SAGMF in the U.S. and SAGA in Canada. They're back in the spotlight much sooner than expected. In less than 6 months, this company's moved at a pace rarely seen in the critical minerals space. Less than 48 hours ago, Saga announced a 100% drill success rate across all 57 holes at its radar project, and they did it ahead of schedule. Now, that alone would be major news, but it's only part of the story. Saga also added $10 million to its treasury through a strategic financing round that positions the company for rapid expansion on American soil. Now, these developments strengthen the U.S. supply chain for vital metals that are needed in defense technology and energy production, reducing reliance on China. So make sure you watch for the in-depth interview on this very topic. It drops tomorrow morning on this channel. Investors can also check the link in the description for the full details on this fast-moving story. Now back to the Trump family fight as the legal pressure on MS Now builds. And while the Psaki lawsuit heats up, Democrats like Elizabeth Warren launched a parallel attack, tying the China trip to NVIDIA stock. Eric Trump immediately shut that down too, exposing how the claims ignore basic facts about blind trust. This double-barreled assault reveals the coordinated effort to manufacture scandals. Yet Eric stayed focused on supporting his father as a loyal son, visiting the Great Wall instead of any business meetings. The pushback shows the family is ready for whatever comes next. The Daily Mail breaking this. Furious Eric Trump says he's suing MS Now host Jen Psaki over claims he went to China with his dad to drum up personal business. So the Daily Mail reporting. And here is Eric Trump. In his remarks, he said, "I intend to sue Jen Psaki and MS Now over the below clip. To be clear, contrary to her monologue and blatant lies, I've never been on the board of ALT5, not now, not ever. Any person with basic access to Google and willing to open a company's annual report or proxy statements would know this. I've had zero involvement in any merger discussions involving any public entity I do not run or control. I have zero business interests in China, no properties, no investments, nothing. I joined the trip for one reason, as a loving son who adores my father and wouldn't miss being by his side for this incredible moment. During the bilateral talks, Lara and I went to the Great Wall of China. More to come." So he lays out exactly why those claims are false and details his lack of China ties. So here is the actual a video clip that Eric is suing for.
Where Trump's adult son Eric is right now? Well, he's with his father in China. Now, Eric Trump does not have a role in the U.S. government. In fact, he's supposed to be sort of firewalled off from any U.S. government activities because he took over the family businesses when his father re-entered the White House, supposedly to prevent conflicts of interest. But there he is. You can see him. Now, I should say that when asked about Eric Trump joining the trip, the White House simply said that there were no conflicts of interest there. I guess thanks for that. A spokesperson for Eric himself said that Eric was just joining the president in his own personal capacity, saying that Eric will not participate in any discussions or meetings related to any business entity, and that Eric Trump does not have business ventures in China or plans on doing business with China. Now, that is quite an interesting denial, given this piece in the Financial Times out just today. And here's the headline. Eric Trump joins Beijing trip as family-linked group chases China deal. You see, Eric is on the board of a company called Alt-5 Sigma, and you can see him and Don Jr. here ringing the opening bell at the NASDAQ with the name of that company and the name of the Trump family crypto company right behind them. Well, today, while Eric is in China with his dad, the Financial Times is reporting that this company has a memorandum of understanding to explore a potential deal with a Chinese computer chip manufacturer to build AI data centers and a whole bunch of other AI-related stuff. Oh, and guess what else? That Chinese firm they have that memorandum of understanding with, well, Congress has warned that that company is connected to the Chinese Communist Party. Now, neither the Chinese chip manufacturer or Alt-5 responded to the Financial Times request for comment, but it certainly seems like Eric might be getting a little more than just quality time with his dad out of this China trip, doesn't it? I mean, I could go on and on and on about all of the sketchy ways that Trump's sons are making money while their dad is president. Just last month, Eric was on Fox Business bragging out loud about how one of his companies scored a $24 million contract with the Pentagon. Last year, a company partially owned...
Okay, so there's Jen Psaki running her mouth. If MSNBC only did as much in-depth reporting on Hunter, right? So the lawsuit stems from her on-air monologue accusing Eric of self-dealing during the trip, and Elizabeth Warren piling on. Trump brought the NVIDIA CEO on his trip to China to lobby Xi Jinping to buy advanced AI chips, even though they would create a U.S. national security threat. Turns out Trump also bought millions in NVIDIA stock. The president's corruption is a national security disaster. So, Eric Trump replied to her. All of our assets are invested in a blind trust by the largest financial institutions and broad market indexes. To suggest that individual stocks are being bought or sold at the discretion of any member of the Trump family would be a lie and blatantly false. Using a silly example, if you buy the Schwab 1000, you'll get some exposure to NVIDIA, as well as 1,000 other U.S. companies' large and mid-cap stocks. It's completely disingenuous to represent anything to the contrary. Please be better than this. So Warren claims the president personally bought millions in NVIDIA stock, but Eric Trump fires back. So the word now, he's going to be suing MS Now and Jen Psaki after she publicly defamed him, claiming he's self-dealing in China, using his father and engaging in other malicious activities. Good, no mercy, Eric Trump. So Eric Trump shutting down Warren's blind trust smear as well as the lawsuit against Psaki moves into high gear. But then this question from Sean Hannity just surfaced on the possibility of Eric Trump running for office.
Have you ever considered running? Do you think you might run?
I would never rule anything out. I can tell you we've seen the best of it and we've seen the worst of it. This is probably the best of it, what you're seeing right here. Air Force One flying to the other side of the world, cool. Just to be an observer, to be a fly on the wall, and to keep your father company. I have no other role in this trip. At the same time, I've seen 6 months of courtrooms where people are trying to destroy you and your entire family. If you go into this game, you better be ready for it. You better have your family ready for it because they're coming in ways you can't even imagine. So it's probably actually the answer he gave when he was roughly my age. If it ever got so bad, I'd throw my hat into the ring. And that's probably actually my answer, so long as all the other stars aligned. So long as your family's ready for it, your spouse is ready for it, because you better be able to take the punches.
And of course, the punches are already flying from MS Now and Elizabeth Warren. Interesting insight as how he responded, like his father responded so many years ago. So the real story here is that legacy media and their allies keep recycling the same failed attacks on the Trump family, but now the targets are hitting back with lawsuits and facts. Eric Trump has zero business interests in China and never sat on the board that they claimed. Warren's Nvidia smear collapses because family assets sit in blind trusts run by major institutions. These attacks distract from the president's strong China negotiations that protect American workers and security. The establishment hates seeing the Trump family fight back effectively, and that's exactly why lawsuits are now part of the playbook. Accountability is coming to those who are knowingly spreading falsehoods. So this fight shows the Trump family drawing a line against endless media smears. Eric Trump's lawsuit threat and clear rebuttals prove they will not let lies stand unchallenged. So share this video and drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know what you think. Do you support Eric Trump taking legal action against these attacks? And join the thousands of patriots who have already texted the word raw feed to that secret number that you see on your screen right there, 844-840-4963, to bypass the algorithm suppression and get a direct message from me straight to your phone. And make sure you check out the new America 250 gear at the merch shelf below this video to gear up and show your support. The truth is winning, and with President Trump leading, America First stays strong. Stay vigilant and keep pushing back against the establishment.
The system controls information. Information control is power. I want you to see this. The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.